Sox fans have already heard it. The Boston Red Sox are world champions. This is going to get to the point. It's over. And the Cubs have 8-7-10.
Woo! Welcome to the best sports podcast on the planet. I am your host, Brandon Combs. Look, guys, we have got a great show lined up for you. These boys are getting me fired up backstage before the show, talking about all sorts of stupid nonsense that we are going to get to. One wants the Astros to win the World Series. The other one says LeBron's better than Jordan. Look, I don't know what the hell's going to go on tonight, but we are going to have a show for you for sure. We're going to talk a whole lot of football. We're going to talk about all the stuff that's going on. Poor Dak Prescott, man. That guy gets franchise tagged, and then his ankle is left, hanging and dangling on the way to the hospital. He's supposed to be having emergency surgery tonight. So, you can only wish the kid best of luck, especially after everything that he's gone through trying to get paid and all this stuff. So, I feel bad for the kid, but at any rate, we're going to keep going forward and keep moving forward. And just so you guys know where you guys can find us, you can find us on Triple Shot Sports Podcast on YouTube. You also find us on the Triple Shot Sports Facebook page and All Access Sports Network Facebook page. And if you want to yell at us, as always, hop in the comments. Let us know what you're thinking. Let us know what you think of our opinions. Let us know what you want to say, and we'll bring it up there, and we will talk about it. As always, we start off the show with some shop talk. And let's welcome Jay to the show. Jay, what's going on, buddy?
Diddy Combs, what's up, baby? How you doing?
Hey, man, I am living. I'm still a little mad at you talking about the damn Astros and win the World Series. But no worse than Hoffy. Hoffy over here telling me he'd take freaking Larry Bird over Michael Jordan.
All day with healthy knees. Come on, you get healthy Larry Bird. Absolutely.
If he had healthy knees, they'd just be healthy knees for Jordan to break. That's all they'd be.
Oh,
3 years in a row he lost in the first round, and wasn't it to my Celtics?
God. Oh, my God.
LeBron didn't lose to my Celtics. Come on.
Garbage. Absolute
1,000 more points than MJ in the playoffs. Come on. Same amount of seasons.
Yeah, and also 3 less championships, asshole.
Okay.
All right.
Whatever. We'll get back to that.
We'll get back to it for sure. All right. So we've got a crazy week 5 in the NFL. Dak Prescott. Let's start there, guys.
Oh, my God.
Injury was gross. I saw that and I almost vomited. It was absolutely horrendous.
Gordon Hayward's having flashbacks right now.
Oh, yeah. That was so reminiscent of like the Gordon Hayward whole debacle there when he just went up to grab that alley-oop and he came down on that ankle and snappity snap.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, it's sad to see too. I mean, because Dak Prescott, and granted, I've said it the entire time, Dak Prescott was not a quarterback that was worth the money that he was looking for. I didn't think he was a quarterback that was up to the same level as a Patrick Mahomes or any of your top 5 quarterbacks. I don't think Dak Prescott's on that level, but I don't want to see a guy go down like that. I want to see him try to earn his payday and do the things that he's doing. I mean, when you're in a dogfight with the New York Giants, I think that shows the type of team you are anyway. And they were in a dogfight at that point.
Oh, yeah.
It really ended up in the game. But, I mean, you don't want to see a guy go down like that.
No, of course not, man. That was just – I mean, when I saw it, I was like, whoa, there goes the Cowboys' whole season. I mean, they didn't look good to begin with. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they, like you said, they were in a dogfight with the New York Giants. But, I mean, at the end of the day, you don't want to see anything like that happen to any athlete. I mean, not only is he out this year, but he's possibly out next year as well. I mean, like I said, that's very reminiscent of what happened to Gordon Hayward, and look how long it took him to get back on the court.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Hoffy, the Cowboys end up winning. Washington went down. Last I saw, the Eagles got murdered by the Steelers. And Washington, look, when they brought in Alex Smith, I thought they were going to be able to do something crazy and pull off a comeback. They could not.
You've been talking about his noodle leg the past 2 weeks, and you actually gave him faith now?
Right.
Look, I just saw.
Too late for the bandwagon, my friend.
I didn't want to watch it. I didn't want to.
Buddy. Hop off.
Well, no. I'm not on
here.
the Washington bandwagon. I just thought that they were going to be able to come back and win that game just based off of the fact that he was coming in the story that it is. And
I just want to see him throw a touchdown. I don't care about the W.
The Washington football team will always be what the Washington football team is, regardless of their name or whatever whatever they come up with next for their name. They'll always just suck because Snyder is a joke.
Yeah, he is. He's the worst owner in pro sports for sure.
Absolutely. Just
he's right up there with Dolan. He's right up there with Dolan, but
Yeah. The Browns are 4-1, says Brandon Jr.
Yeah, they are.
Look, that makes me not even want to talk about
the Browns. We got the Ravens and the Steelers.
I feel like I can say, "Hey, man, talk about my Bears. They're 4-1," and everybody's like, "Yeah, so are the Browns." So
right?
Like, it's not even that big of a story. Dak was on pace for 7,000 yards. Hate to see that injury, but Red Rifle is in. Am I wrong, Hoffy? But seriously, hope he gets better quick. Hey, look, Jared, us Red Rifle need to fucking stick together, man. We are a weird breed.
You guys are a giant breed.
Yeah, us gingers need to stick together.
You guys need to make like this coalition of gingers and just
look. Hey, look. I don't know if you've looked at my Facebook at all, Justin, but we are not a dying breed. I have like 712 kids, so doing just fine.
There we go.
I got twins.
Junior says, so did the Patriots basically switch their bye week to the? Yeah, so let's talk about that real quick. So the Patriots game.
Kids.
Yeah, speaking of kids, there's my oldest boy. He wants to know what the Patriots, what's going on with their bye week. So I was kind of confused by this too, Hoffy. You probably know better than I do because you're a Patriots fan, or UJ. So they switched this game instead of playing tomorrow night. Now that they had planned on, they switched it to next Sunday. But they didn't switch their bye week. They didn't switch the Patriots bye week. They switched the other team's bye week. From what I saw. So how the hell does that work? Who are the Patriots supposed to play next Sunday? Were they supposed to have the bye next Sunday?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was. Yeah, they were supposed to have the bye next week.
Okay. All right, so that makes sense then. So so now instead of having a bye, they play the game, and now the Denver Broncos, now their bye week will be, they won't have a bye week now because they're getting this week off, and then the team that they're playing may not have a bye week now because they have to play on Denver's bye week, and it is absolutely it's
So instead of just adding weeks to the end of the season, you'd rather have this stupid cabal going on, instead of just adding a couple weeks to the end of the season, let's just cram all this crap in here and, let's just have all this craziness going on.
So let's talk about that then. What does the NFL have to do to corral this thing? Because it doesn't look like they have any plans on moving the playoffs because God forbid you have to move the Super Bowl and maybe lose out on a couple sponsors for the Super Bowl because you had to change the date. Can't do that because you can't lose.
You're not missing out on anything.
So what do they do? They're just going to cram in these games. What are you going to end up with a freaking NFL doubleheader? Like the Patriots going to have to play the Rams and the Vikings in the same damn
one day.
Like something crazy is going on in the NFL, and they just don't seem to have a plan. Is there anything that you guys can think of that the NFL can actually do to make this work, other than moving the playoffs back?
I mean, the most logical sense is just to move. I mean, since you're having, like an uptick right now in COVID cases, like I think my suggestion would be, take 2 weeks right now, just shut everything down, just shut it all down for 2 weeks. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but just shut everything down for 2 weeks right now, and then just add some time at the back end. I mean, if they shut everything down now for 2 weeks, they corral it, they get it under control, they freaking, everybody's under quarantine for those 2 weeks. No one can go anywhere, no one can do anything, and you just sit at your house and you just chill for 2 weeks. You just wait and then add it.
You now, and I said this last week. I talked with a buddy of mine. Actually, I think I was talking to you about it too. They're headed towards a shutdown for probably about 2 weeks or a month, whatever the hell it is,
Right.
And then having to restart, which you're going to have to push everything back then at that point anyway, or you're going to end up losing games out of your season. But how do you say, all right, you guys aren't going to go and do anything when the whole problem that's going on now is because these guys aren't listening and they aren't going home and they're going out to the bars and they're going out to the clubs? Like, Hoffy, what is going to make these millionaire NFL superstars stay at home and not do the things that they want to do, causing all the things that's going on right now anyway?
Yeah, I don't know how you can expect that. They all have kids, wives, kids going to school. Wives going out doing their thing, but you got roster of 52 players, a practice squad of 16 plus, or whatever it is now. They've expanded that. You got your coaches, management, all the personnel. I think it's crazy to think that this isn't gonna head downhill fast real quick.
Yeah, and it flew under the radar, but the Bears just had a positive test off their practice squad. There was another positive test, I believe, from. I want to say it was Kansas City had another positive test or something like that from their practice squad. They played today. The Bears played on Thursday. Like
this morning or something for New England again.
Yeah. I don't understand what is going on. Tim Leonard says Combs have friends. Hey, look, Professor Leonard, I'm waiting to talk crap to you because we still got one more game to
go back to school, learn how to spell.
We've got
the grammar.
We've got this bet going on, and we've got our
school
going on, and we've still got the Vikings versus Seahawks tonight, and that will determine who is going to win on our little 3 games a week bet. I had the who did I have this past week? I had the Panthers +2. I said they were going to win the game outright, and they did. And then I said Washington +7. I thought the Rams were in trouble going coast to coast and having to play an early game, and that did not pan out so well. So I've got the Vikings +7 tonight. Leonard has the Seahawks -7 tonight. We will see who wins, and we will have you there on Tuesday. And one of us is going to be gloating because one of us is going to, have the lead in this little thing we got going on every week. So
bring that energy, Professor.
Yeah, definitely bring that energy. All right, so with COVID doing all of its little things, so now we've got a Monday night game. We've actually got a Tuesday night game now. We got Buffalo and Tennessee going at it on Tuesday night, which is crazy. So we have football all day today, football tonight, football tomorrow night, football Tuesday night, get Wednesday off, football Thursday night. It's a whole lot of NFL action going on.
Domination.
It's not shut down by Thursday.
Yeah, as long as they're not shut down by Thursday, exactly. So you've got the Vikings and Seahawks tonight, and tomorrow night. What's tomorrow night's game? That's New Orleans and who's New Orleans playing this week? I can't remember for the life of me.
Chargers.
Chargers, that's right. Yep. And then you got Bills and Titans on Tuesday. You got some really good games going on too, because I'm really interested tomorrow night to see the Saints and Chargers, because the Chargers are one of those teams that to me are hit or miss every week. Like Herbert has been absolutely phenomenal since he's played for the Chargers, even though they are 1-3, but he's just been very, very good for them since they've come in. He does make those rookie mistakes, but once he gets past those rookie mistakes, he's shown that he can be a starting NFL quarterback in the league. And they just ruled Michael Thomas out again for tomorrow night. So no Michael Thomas again. And their tight end there is still questionable. They haven't ruled him out yet, but the Saints could be reeling tomorrow night if they lose again.
That's a million.
I mean,
it could definitely happen too. I mean, like you said, the Saints are really a hit or miss team, and Herbert does not look bad at all. I mean, and the fact that they just told Tyrod not even to come back. They said, forget about your lung, we don't care.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you have Buffalo and Tennessee, and I don't think that game. I think that game's going to be as close as we think. I really think Buffalo can run away with this game. I think Buffalo's defense is going to give Ryan Tannehill a lot of problems. And I can really see Buffalo putting up a ton of points on this team. I see this being a 2 or 3 score game, Hoffy.
Buffalo's defense is yet to show up this year, but they're definitely solid. But I think they show up. But if Derrick Henry can control the run game, they have a shot. But I got to say, I'm becoming a believer of the Bills, and I didn't think that was possible with with the quarterback play the past couple of years. But he's looking real solid this year.
Yeah, and so I'm a big believer in Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen is a very, very good quarterback. I think that right now, I think he's a top 10 quarterback. And by the end of this season, I think he can push his way to being in the conversation of top 5. The guy can run, he can pass, he can do all sorts of things. But yeah, I don't know. I think that they are poised for a very big game against the Tennessee Titans, who, if you start giving Tannehill fits and he starts making mistakes, they're going to have to pass a whole lot more. You get the ball out of King Henry's hands. So I see this being a bad week for Tennessee for sure.
And I think the one thing you forgot to bring up as well, Combs, is Tennessee's layoff because of all this COVID stuff. They've been out for the past couple weeks now. They've been out for the past couple weeks now, and you're going up against this Bills team that, I'm definitely a believer in now. And as much as I hate to say that because they're in the same division as the Patriots, they might even take it this year, So, yeah. I hate to say it, but I'm definitely starting to believe in the Bills.
Yeah, absolutely. I am too. I picked them to win the East. I didn't see New England being as good as they are once they get Cam Newton back. But I still think that's Buffalo's division to lose. So we talked about the games that are still coming up. Let's talk about the games that happened today. Panthers just absolutely went out, and this game was a lot closer in the score than it was actually in the game. Atlanta could not do anything offensively against Carolina. They made a little run there, ended up losing by 7, but they were down 20-7 before halftime. And it just was not a close game. I know Professor Leonard actually texted me and said, "Hey, I think Carolina might pull in Atlanta and blow this one in the fourth quarter." I said, "Look, with Atlanta's offense, it's definitely possible because Carolina's not, one of those teams that you would be surprised if they blew a big lead." But the Falcons, 0-5. You've got to move on from your head coach at this point, don't you?
I think the only reason why they're keeping them there right at this point is maybe they don't want to make an in-season coaching change because it does mess a lot of stuff up. At this point, if you're going to move on from them, you're going to move on from them. But at the end of the day, to get rid of them now, what does it really honestly change? Their season's over. They're 0-5. Even if they win their next 10 games, they might not even make the playoffs. So. Right. I don't really unless I'm not a big person with the in-season coaching change because what does it really prove except the fact that you're going to get rid of them, but you're going to get rid of them anyways, but you might as well not mess with the little bit of continuity the team does have,
Well, you had a team that just moved on from their head coach in the Houston Texans who looked really good today against the Jacksonville Jaguars team that, they're not great, but they're not horrible either. So, Hoffy, would you move on from Dan Snyder at this point?
For the Falcons, are we still talking?
I think you meant Quinn.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, Quinn. Sorry.
Okay.
Dan Quinn.
What was it? The last 8 or 7 that they won last year, and that's what saved him his job for this year. I think the only thing that's keeping them from letting them go right this second, and I know the Texans just let go of their coach last week, but I think that's because we clearly saw that the team was not behind that coach, and they kind of rebelled and they led that movement. I think if this was a normal year such as 2019, 18, when we're not dealing with the virus and this, this whole situation, I think for sure he'd be gone. But I think they hold on to him at least for, if they go, another two in a row, I can see it. But I think for right now, with everything going on in the world and uncertainty and just is this season going to last, this and that, I think they hold on to him. And I think we don't see too many changes because of the whole virus and such. But I think he's gone no matter what.
See, I think that you could move on from Quinn and let somebody come in and take over the reins for and just see if you could spark and see what you got. Spark something. Maybe you do finish. Maybe you can come back and you finish freaking 6-10 or 7-9 or even 8-8, and you salvage
offense to do it, but.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and you have that extra playoff spot, so you might be able to sneak in as a wild card team at 7-9. The Jets are another one. So the Jets lose again to the Cardinals. They're 0-5 as well. Gase is another one that absolutely needs to go. But the Jets have never fired a head coach midseason, ever. They've never done it. They've always waited to the end of the season. For me, both of these guys need to go. But I would definitely, especially after the 2 collapses, I would have fired Quinn after.
I don't know how he got a job immediately after getting fired from the Dolphins.
Seriously, I don't even know how that guy got a job.
He's a joke. We had the conversation last episode about coordinators. Hell of an offensive coordinator when he's got Peyton Manning. But,
You're talking about Gase, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, look, neither one of these guys needs to be a head coach. Both of them need to go.
And Quinn was a great defensive coordinator for the Seahawks. So,
yeah,
there it is.
Now, this game surprised me here. Raiders and Chiefs. So the Raiders beat the Chiefs 40-32. I thought if the Raiders were going to win this game, they were going to have to keep it low scoring. They were going to have to keep the ball out of the Chiefs' hands, keep it to like a 23-17 type game if they were going to win this game. But I didn't think there was any way they were going to win this game. They really impressed me today. Derek Carr, 22 of 31, 347 yards. 3 touchdowns. Josh Jacobs with 23 carries, 77 yards. He had 2 touchdowns. Henry Ruggs Jr. had 2 catches for 118 yards.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, the Raiders looked really, really impressive today over the Chiefs. And I know they always play the Chiefs tough, even in Kansas City. But week in and week out, and I said it before and I'll say it again, I'm always going to pick the Chiefs to win. Next week, already right now, I don't even know who they're playing. I picked the Chiefs. That's how good they are. But the Raiders if you beat the Chiefs, you impressed me. So that really impressed me for the Raiders today.
Yeah, with their offensive weapons though, with Jacobs, they got the Waller, for tight end. You got the 2 young wide receivers, and Carr likes to throw. So when you have that gunslinging offense and it's working like it was today, they can put up points on anybody. But the Chiefs' defense the past couple of weeks has really been suspect, and it's not worrying me. But I think they definitely got to clean that up if they're going to go back-to-back and repeat as Super Bowl champions.
Yeah, absolutely. So then, go ahead.
And you know how I am. I'm not a big Carr guy, but he definitely impressed me today. I think that he definitely had his little coming out party, if anything. I know he's been in the league for about 4 years now, or whatever it is, but this was the first time he actually impressed me in all that time. I know he's a gunslinger. He's out there every week throwing 300 yards and this and that. But
I was going to say, if you go back and look at the numbers, man, you'll be absolutely pleasantly surprised with Derek Carr. Derek Carr puts up top 5 quarterback numbers every year.
But for me, it's just always that Derek Carr always ends up messing up in the wrong time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's always what Derek Carr does. Like, he goes out there, he has a great game, and then when they need him the most, interception.
It's like one of those. It's like for me in baseball with the Los Angeles Dodgers. They're always a team that's really, really good, but just finds a way to lose it in the end. That's Derek Carr. He just always seems to find a way to boggle things in the end.
Exactly.
We talked about the Cardinals beating the Jets today, 30-10. No real shock there. Kyler Murray did his thing, 380 yards and a touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, look, I didn't have DeAndre Hopkins in my top 10 wide receivers heading into this season. I had 10 guys who I had above him.
Wow.
But DeAndre Hopkins, man, if you throw the ball and this guy can touch it with even a fingertip, he's catching it. This guy has been absolutely insane. And color my face red because look, this guy is absolutely a top 10 wide receiver, and he's probably a top 3 wide receiver.
That's what I was just gonna say. He's easily a top 3 wide receiver. I mean, who else do you have in there? Julio Jones.
Yep.
I mean, you could probably
Yeah.
easily go DeAndre Hopkins next. You know.
Yeah.
Odell Beckham's the only one that can compare to the catches that he makes.
Right.
Yeah.
That catch between his legs 4 years ago.
Yeah. Well, you look at Julio. Julio Jones doesn't drop very much.
No.
Julio Jones is just one of those guys with solid hands.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, DeAndre Hopkins is absolutely impressing me with Arizona. It probably helps a little bit that you have Fitzgerald on the other side, so you're not getting double team as much as you were in Houston. So he's actually putting up numbers. He's impressing me. But we had the Steelers went out and just laid it on the Eagles. Carson Wentz threw for 2 touchdowns, also had a couple of interceptions, didn't look very good. Miles Sanders looked pretty good today, 80 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns. They had this who the Eagles had, this Fulgham kid who had like 10 catches for 150 yards and a touchdown. So they had some highlights, but the Steelers the Steelers are really, really good. 4-0 right now. Just, at this point, they're better than the Ravens. They're going to win the North, right? Is their division to lose?
Yeah, I think so at this point. And the other thing I was going to say is I think that, at this point, what you have out of Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
So maybe it's time to bring in Jalen Hurts and see what you actually got in Hurts. Because Carson Wentz every week is just degressing and degressing and degressing. I mean, he does not look good at all.
Hoffy, you want to see Hurts out there, see what he's got?
I don't know if I'm there yet, but I'd like to see him, bring in some wildcat and bring him in for some plays like that and see what you got, and then maybe work him into it. But I don't know that you could just pull Wentz right now and put Hurts in. I don't know that.
Wentz just looks shell shocked to me. Like Wentz looks. I'm
not impressed. And if they had a legit backup, but I don't know that you want. I do like Hurts. In 2-3 years, I think he's a great project that. If he gets the reps and, similar to like Tua in Miami, I think if you get him the reps and just kind of let him sit. But yeah, Carson Wentz is
he's only 5 games in, and he's already thrown as many interceptions as he did his rookie year, which is the most interceptions he's thrown in his career. So look, I don't like what you're seeing from it. You're seeing a huge regression from a guy who should be in the prime of his career.
Yeah,
or just coming up to it, Wentz. I mean, guy went from MVP to bum in a couple of years. It's just craziness. I mean, I don't know what's going on down there in Philly. It's not like it's a bunch of bums down there. They on paper they have a good team.
Yeah,
and then every year they roll out some trash, and I just don't get it.
And the good thing for Philadelphia is they're 1-3-1. But they're not out of this division. I mean,
not by any
this
means.
division at 2-3.
Cowboys.
So you've got to go out there and you've got to figure out what it is, whether it's Carson Wentz or Jalen Hurts. You've got to figure it out quick because you've still got a chance to win this division as bad as you've been for the first 5 weeks.
Right.
So then we had the Rams. We already talked about this. The Rams went out and did their thing on Washington, 30-10. Are the Rams for real?
I mean, I think it's hard to say because, I mean, the offense looks amazing every single week. Like, don't get me wrong, that offense is pretty automatic. They're very reminiscent of the old Rams offense. The greatest show on turf or whatever you wanted to call them. Very reminiscent of that. But I mean, their defense still needs to step it up. I mean, they look good. But I mean,
it was against Washington.
Right, but again, you're playing against Washington, so I mean,
I think their offense is looking great, but I mean, we saw 2 years ago when they were the number 1 offense, and they had Todd Gurley in like somewhat of his prime. He was injured at that point, and the Patriots shut him down to 10 points. So,
I mean,
it was against the Redskins. So so exactly. I love their coach, Sean McVay. I think he's a great coach, and I think he's the the leader behind that offense, because I really don't think Goff is really that special. I don't think he's everything that he's out to be for the high pick that he was. Was it 1 or 2 or whatnot? So yeah,
I would absolutely, even if
I
the
don't
Rams
trust their
go
defense,
out,
though.
anything short of a Super Bowl. If the Rams go out, even if they go 11-5 and then lose in the whatever divisional round or even the NFC title game, if I'm the Rams front office, I'm selecting a quarterback in the first or second round. I'm going after like a Kellen Mond or a Kyle Trask if they're there when I'm able to pick, because
Especially with Sean McVay as a coach.
yeah, because Jared Goff is just not. And I get that they're 4-1 right now. I get it, but they don't impress me. I feel like if you run up against a good defense, you're going to be in trouble.
Mhm.
The New York Giants shut them down. I think if you go through the top teams in the NFC, they've played against the East a lot already. If you go, against some of the better teams in the NFC, the Bears would shut them down. Green Bay would absolutely shut them down.
I got faith in the Seahawks defense, which I have no faith in, period, to take care of them in this division. Never. So yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
I want to see them at
absolutely.
least play a real team and put a couple games together, not just one or two.
So here, this next game here just blew my mind, and not because of the outcome, but because of the way the outcome became. The Ravens just shut down the Cincinnati Bengals 27-3. Really upset me because I had Joe Mixon to score a touchdown in this one. I had $100 on the damn on a 6-guy parlay to score touchdowns, and Joe Mixon was the only one of the 6 to not get in the freaking end zone.
Oh, that's horrible.
Cost me $10,000. So you know what?
Hey,
fuck you, Joe Mixon.
I told you on Thursday I had no faith in the Bengals versus Harbaugh and the Ravens.
No.
Yeah,
I thought it was
like Joe Mixon would accidentally find himself in the end zone.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't call a no touchdown kind of game, but not surprised that they got smacked.
I thought it was going to be a little bit closer than it was. I mean, Cincinnati looked pretty damn good the week before. I mean,
yeah.
And Joe Burrow does look like a stud out there. He doesn't look. He doesn't look like
down, man. Like Burrow was 19 for 30 with 180 yards passing and an interception, and Joe Mixon had 24 carries for 59 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, they absolutely just shut him down.
I mean, I don't think you really want Joe Burrow throwing it 30 times at this point, but I mean,
that's what that Cincinnati offense is going to have to do, though, to win games.
Right. And I mean, AJ Green doesn't look like
That's
anything.
the kind of offense they are for sure.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. So then we had the Texans and the Jaguars. We talked about this, touched on this a little bit earlier. The Texans, first game without Bill O'Brien, and they go out and put a hammering on the Jacksonville Jaguars 30-14. This game was close heading into the fourth quarter. It was 13-7, and then Houston just ran away with it.
Well, I don't know if they ran away with it per se as much as the Jaguars just fumbled it it away.
Yeah.
True.
But yeah, the Texans, Watson and the offense looked pretty decent today. But yeah, the Jaguars couldn't get out of their own way.
Watson looked good. He finally found a connection with Brandon Cooks, man. Eight catches for 161 yards and touchdown. Deshaun Watson was 25 of 35, 359 yards and 3 touchdowns. They were definitely impressive today. David Johnson did his thing with 96 yards as well. So
and Cooks actually took a hit and didn't die.
Right. I'm so afraid for that man. Every time he catches the ball, he just looks like a little peewee out there.
Yeah, absolutely. He's fast as hell, though, man.
Oh yeah, he is. I mean, he's one of the fastest in the league. Don't get me wrong, but he just scares me when he catches the ball. I mean, and it's not like these corners and these safeties are huge. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
6 feet,
right.
6'1", 6'2", whatever it may be, and they're only like 200 pounds. But like at the same time, Cooks just looks so much smaller than him, and just I mean, he's
so fast and so little. The impact is just guaranteed.
So little, but
yeah, I gotcha.
He's just going to get killed out there one of these days, though.
All right.
Especially if he goes over the middle.
So then we had the surprise of the weekend, if you ask me. And this even trumps the Kansas City loss. but the Miami Dolphins went to San Francisco and
put
just
it on 'em.
absolutely annihilated the 49ers.
Oh my God.
I mean,
I can't
it was
wait to work
30-7 at halftime. 30-7. Did you guys see any of this happening?
Oh,
I know we
was
didn't call it. I think we all picked the 49ers.
Oh no, I picked the Dolphins. Remember?
Oh yeah,
Don't worry,
yeah.
easy
Your coin
pick of
flip.
the week.
Yeah, your coin flip. Oh, Fitzpatrick went out and it made some Fitz magic, man.
Fitz
22-28, 350 yards, 3 touchdowns. Preston
You know
Williams
what I was
looked
thinking?
good. Yeah.
You know what I was
I
thinking
picked
is
Miami.
If Fitzmagic was Fitzmagic all the time, he'd probably be one of the top 10 quarterbacks ever.
Really?
Oh, I think so. I mean, think about it. If Fitzmagic was Fitzmagic every single week, he'd probably be one of the top 10 quarterbacks ever. Think about it, honestly.
Yeah. I don't know. I just can't. I can't put Fitzpatrick in top 10 in my head. It's not
I'll put
possible.
a top 10 of,
Hoppy, you picked Miami in this?
That was before. That was when I was doing my picks, and I thought Jimmy G was out, though. But I think when we did the show Thursday, and I thought he was in, I did pick the Niners. So I'm not going to take credit for picking the Dolphins on Wednesday when I did my picks.
Gotcha. All right, then the Browns and the Colts. Are you listening to me, Twist? Are you listening to me, Matt Benz? Are you listening to me, Mike Reeves?
Noodle
The
arms.
Browns beat the Colts 32-23.
Dropped them out of the power rankings.
32-23. The Cleveland Browns are 4-1. Baker Mayfield went off 21 of 37, 247 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kareem Hunt with 72 yards. Jarvis Landry had 88 yards receiving. And the Colts looked abysmal.
Trash.
Are the Browns for real?
Look, the offense is not good. The Browns are for real.
Oh, I don't know.
The Browns are for real. The Browns are a contender. They play in a very tough division, but I think 3 teams from that division go to the playoffs. I think the Browns, the Ravens, and the Steelers all make the playoffs. I think the Steelers win the division, and I think the Browns and the Ravens are both wildcard teams.
Yeah, I agree. Baker was my only question mark coming into this season, and he's quickly putting that to rest. He's looking real good.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's not your 35 of 36 or your 35 of 40 type guy. He's going to have his share of incompletions. He throws a lot while he's on the run. He still has trouble reading progressions at times, but the guy is a winner, and he's been a winner, and he continues to be a winner. So, look, I'm a believer in the Browns. I really am.
Oh, I don't know if I'm quite there yet. It's just I can't. Oh man, I don't know. I mean, they look good. Don't get me wrong. They definitely look good. I just don't know if I'm a firm believer in the Browns yet. I think I need to see a little bit more out of them.
Yeah. Look, I'm a firm believer in the Browns. They made a believer out of me today, the way that they handled the Colts for sure. That Colts defense was really, really good over the last few weeks, and the Browns put 32 up on them. So, I'm a believer.
It was my measurement game for the Browns, and that I wanted to see them perform today, and today they put that test to rest.
Yeah. So then we had another divisional game in the NFC East, and we had the Cowboys and the Giants. Dak Prescott, as we talked about at the beginning of the show, went down. Did not. I mean, he's done for the year. Might be done for 2 years. But they end up pulling that one out, 37-34. I mean, the Cowboys are done, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, they already might have been done. I mean, like I said to you guys before the show,
What's going on, Mike Manauer? How you guys doing? Michael Buckheister joining the show.
Like I said to you before the show, when we were just sitting there chopping it up, I mean, they looked like trash even when Dak was in there. Never mind him still playing in that game. Were they going to win that game? Yeah, they were. But, I mean, Dak or not, they were still going to win that game. But, I mean, they looked like absolute trash playing the Giants.
When you give up 34 points to the New York Giants, you're in trouble. That division is – look, are they done? No. Because that my aunt chimes in. She lives in Texas. They're big on their Texas teams out there. But look, they're not
Get them out.
done because they're 2-3 and they lead that division right now. That division is really, really bad. They can win the division at 6-10, but that's going to be what they're going to be. Calling Dallas trash, y'all are crazy.
Oh my goodness! Obviously, you haven't seen their work this year.
So, I mean, their offense is number 1 in the league, but I mean, you're losing Dak now. I mean, Red Rocket's coming in, and he's gonna get you, some completions and some yards. But that defense, come on, give him a little bit of, have some faith. But no, that defense isn't helping out. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't have faith in the Eagles, so yeah, I got them probably still pulling this division out, but they're getting boat raced in the first game, no matter who they play against.
They're gonna win the division. Just because unless Philly figures it out, I mean, unless Carson Wentz, just flips on a switch or wakes up tomorrow and realizes, hey, I've sucked lately, I got to figure this out, and then figures it out, or they go to Jalen Hurts and they flip a switch and just go on some run. The Cowboys are in real trouble, man. Without Dak Prescott, if all your faith is in the redhead and you got the Red Rocket pulling this one out, I don't like I don't like the looks of that at all. I really don't. I feel bad for Dak, man. I said it before. Dak's not the guy who he wants to be paid like, because he's just not. He's not that guy. But he is a starting quarterback in the league. And when you're in a contract year like this and you've been franchise tagged and you said, forget it, I'm going to play anyway. I'm going to play through it. I'll deal with the franchise tag. I'll get paid after this season. And when you go out like that, man, that's rough.
He's going to have. Is he going to look at? I mean, is he going to be facing a Cam Newton deal, a 1 year, 7 like?
I don't think that. I think
obviously it's more, but
I bet he gets a 3-year deal somewhere.
What was his franchise tag? Like 20, 25, 30.
You know what I think? Here's what I think. And now that I put this into perspective, and don't say that this is a homer thing or anything like that. The Bears have Nick Foles for this year and next year. I bet you, because Foles isn't going to play, or Dak isn't going to play next year coming off that.
No
way. So I bet you, if Dallas doesn't, if Jerry Jones doesn't do anything by giving this guy, take care of his guys, what Jerry Jones does tend to do, if he feels bad about a situation, he may give this guy hey, look, I'll give you a 2-year deal. I know you're going to be out next year. I'll pay you for it, and then we'll give you 1 more year to try to earn, see what you got. If that doesn't happen, then I bet you the Bears go and take a flyer on him. I would absolutely see that happening.
And that wouldn't even be a bad move for the Bears. I mean, think about it. Would you say you had Foles for 2 more years after this?
1 year. So we have him this year and next year.
This year and next year. So even think about it. Dak sits out next year. You have Foles for the next year, and then the year after that, you got Dak to come back in and play. I mean,
Combs, drop that link. Lamar is trash. Oh shit! I think Buck wants to join us. You guys want to let Buck join us?
He says the Cowboys are, but the Ravens are.
All right. Hey, Buck, I'm sending you the link right now. Give me 2 seconds here. Let me give you the link, and we'll get in on this. Look, this is going to be a TSS first. I don't think we've ever brought in anybody just from the comments to come and talk on the show. But, Buck, I'm bringing you in, bud. I'm putting you in. Let's see. Where you at here?
Yeah, you take Dak's numbers this year. You put them, put his stats with Chicago, that defense.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I got,
they are a good quarterback away. I mean,
yeah, I got them. Well, I got them definitely in the NFC Championship. I think with Dak,
he's out of his mind. All right, so Michael Buckheiser is. I'm going to be his co-host on the Mike and Mike. Sorry, not the Mike and Mike, because it's Buck and Combs. The Man Hour After Dark, starting tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to be on the show with him. We are going to go at each other. We love to yell at each other. It's been happening for a while. So once he gets in here, we'll bring him in. And as I say that, speak of the devil, Buck, what is going on?
Oh, my God. You guys telling Cowboys are trash? Right.
The boys aren't trash. They're trash.
Who is leading the NFC Chiefs? Is it a trash team?
Oh my goodness gracious!
Oh my
I'll wait.
God.
No, they're not a trash team.
Yeah.
They're just playing like trash.
They're leading,
playing
they're
like
leading the
trash.
NFC East at 2-3.
They got
Buck.
a pretty solid offense,
Hey.
but
They're leading the division. Sorry, I'm not in the studio. I just put the kids down, and I heard all this crap coming out of your mouth, and I'm like, first things first. The Cowboys won today. They lost to the Rams because of missed pass interference call. Yes, they did get beat by the Browns by giving.
What about the Browns though?
Weren't you guys just saying the Browns were the best team in the AFC?
I said that I don't see it in them yet. These guys.
We said they were going to be a wild card team. Nice try though.
Okay, so a wild card team. So the Cowboys lost to a playoff team, right? And then
Correct.
they should have beat another playoff team in the Rams with a missed pass interference call. So the Cowboys should be probably 3-2, if not 4-1.
You've got a whole lot of ifs in there. I'll tell you right now. If
coming from a
had
Bears
boxing
fan
gloves, Birds wouldn't fuck with them.
yeah.
But you guys, if you listen to the Man Hour, which you guys should, because it's the best show out there, in front of TSS and Twist and on all the other guys. I told you guys that Andy Dalton would be starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys by week 6. And guess what? It's week 6, and Andy Dalton is now starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys.
That's because Dak's leg is hanging on a freaking string right now.
It was not. It was totally intact. He's fine. He's fine.
Dude, it was pointing to the other side of the end zone while he was on the other side of the field. He's not fine.
It was disgusting.
So speaking of which,
he twisted it back himself. He was like,
yeah, why was he pounding on it? Did he think he like popped it out of place or something? Like, I don't know. That was weird.
He played doctor there for a minute and it did not work. Dude, that was brutal, man.
So with that being said, me and my wife both watched that injury and she sees all that stuff like all the time because she's an ER nurse, right?
Yeah.
And she said it just looked like a dislocated ankle. So many people are saying it's like it's a compound fracture and
they
like all that stuff.
They just announced on ESPN the NFL just released
it is a compound fracture.
It's a fractured ankle.
Okay, so it's not a compound fracture. So he should be back next season.
He's
not
going
starting
into surgery.
For the Chicago Bears. He'll be starting for the New York Giants next year.
Woo!
I like it.
Hey, Buck, you know what I think, guys? This is what I think happened. I think Buck's Chiefs lost to the Raiders, and he went out and got drunk.
I'm not drunk. First things first, the Raiders are a highly underrated team. I think they're, watching these last few weeks of them playing, they are easily a 9-7, if not 10-6 win team. Now, if the ball bounces their way, that is to be said. But they're definitely a wild card team coming out of the AFC, 100%.
Hey, Buck, you know what we're going to talk about tomorrow night? We're going to talk about how Patty Mahomes is overrated.
He had one bad game.
Ever.
One bad game.
He's also got a ton of weapons that a lot of other quarterbacks would love to have.
Okay, so Lamar Jackson has all this talent but can't win in January.
He doesn't. If he was on the Chiefs, they would have won the Super Bowl last year.
No, they.
Oh my God. No bullshit. That's
here. Let me go grab my boots because shit is getting deep. You guys tell me that Dallas Cowboys are complete trash. You guys are 100% wrong. They're still a Super Bowl caliber team with all that talent that they have. Andy, so this is a blessing in disguise for this is the blessing in disguise for the Dallas Cowboys. 100%. They were getting away from giving Zeke the ball. Now with Andy Dalton, he's going to turn and give the Zeke ball probably 20 to 25 times a game. They're going to nickel and dime him down the field, and you saw he still has the arm to go deep to who is that? Michael Gallup at the very end of the game. The Cowboys are going to be a very, very dangerous team moving forward because Andy Dalton is what they needed the whole time, and this is just going to go prove it.
Sandra says, "Thank you, Buck."
It's the Buck tonight. I am the Buck because I am the best.
Look, I'm not a big believer in Andy Dalton. I wasn't a big believer in him in Cincinnati. I felt
coaching staff sucked.
Coaching staff did suck, but they had a lot of weapons.
Sure.
I mean, they had a lot of weapons.
AJ Green. Who else did they have?
Yeah, he had freaking AJ Green and a couple running backs, but that doesn't help you when you're a quarterback. I mean, unless you're Tom Brady.
I think he had Corey Dillon one year. right? That's about it.
Corey Dillon.
And the
That
time
was
student
way
says,
more.
sorry, the Buck. She
There you
corrected
go.
herself.
There you go. Thank you. Appreciate it.
So if the Bears had Mahomes, you're going to say that they had the Super Bowl last year?
No.
No.
Ooh.
The Bears should have had
Ooh.
Mahomes. So
If the
Fucking
Bears
should have had Mahomes.
had
That's a fact.
Mahomes, they definitely would have won the Super Bowl the year they were 12-4.
No, they wouldn't have. They still would have missed the kick.
They wouldn't have needed the kick.
Uh,
You know why? Because they would have had a quarterback that could actually play football.
Okay, so hey, hang on. You're telling me that Patrick Mahomes is overrated, but then you're telling me that he was on the Chicago Bears. They would have won multiple Super Bowls.
Well, that's because they're the Bears. I mean,
Pick a side here, son. Pick a side.
you like that? You like that ass backward
Coombs,
analysis?
you're making the
right
red-
there?
why you got to come
Yeah,
at me
it's look
with facts in
Diddy. Diddy.
You guys better get used to it. After dark is coming, son.
Oh, I can't wait tomorrow, man. I am going to tear you apart.
All right, I just had to chime in here, tell you that the Cowboys are not trash.
Trash.
They are going to be a first round winning playoff team,
Ooh.
if not a NFC caliber championship style team, depending on who they play in the second round.
Wow.
They will not win a playoff game in
Hey,
the
Diddy.
playoffs.
Did he write it down?
Win their division at 6-10.
The only way they will not win a first round division or a playoff game is if they run into the Green Bay Packers or the Seattle Seahawks. Anybody else they will take down.
That's
easily.
who they're going to run into.
Right
They're
now.
going to be a 6-10 team.
Not no.
Exactly.
You can be 6-10. Okay.
They're
Let's
going to
say
run
they're
into
all-
the Bears.
Let's
both gonna be
say they're
division
still 6-10. They're still going to be a division winner. They're still a fourth place team playing a number 5 seed team, and probably I don't know the Tampa
Bears.
Bay Buccaneers
The Bears.
or the Bears. They'll whoop the Bears' ass twice.
Oh my God.
I got to go with
You
the Bears.
can have
on
a
this one,
best out of
unfortunately.
you can have a best out of 7 series against the Cowboys and the Bears, and they get swept every time.
Right now, Khalil Mack would eat
Absolutely.
Andy
He's on a
Dalton.
mission.
Okay,
Did you see what the hell he did to Tom Brady the other night?
you are correct. But what has he done in December?
Who?
Khalil Mack. He
What do you
gets
mean, what has
wore
he
out.
done in
He
December?
gets tired.
He
and
was the entire reason why they were 12-4 2 years ago.
Okay, you can say what you want. 2 years ago. So therefore, he's 2 years older. He doesn't produce in December because he's tired from carrying his team the whole time.
Okay.
I mean, come on. The wheels are going to fall off the Chicago Bears in the month of October and November and December. You're like, oh man, I wish we had Trevor Lawrence.
Imagine missing a field goal to ruin your Super Bowl hopes. And look, Junior, you're grounded.
No, he's not. Go Cards.
All right, Buck, get out of here. Go enjoy your family, man.
All right,
I
man.
will talk to you later.
See you guys tomorrow.
Later. Oh man, Buck cracks me up. So funny story. I always joke around with Buck all the time. Him and I talk a lot, and he's got the stutter, and he's great about it. He laughs about it all the time. And somebody sent me a meme the other day that said, "How did you meet your husband?" I said, "Well, I'm a pharmacist," and he came in and he was looking for a condom, and it was XXXXL. And until it wasn't until we got married that I realized that he stutters. So, all right, guys, we're going to take a quick break. And then when we get back, we are going to talk some basketball. We've got the NBA Finals, Game 6 going on tonight. Can the Heat force Game 5? We will talk about that here coming up. Stick with us here. Give us 90 seconds.
Cowboys are trash.
Top line, not line. I ain't even top 5, and you rip radar is way off. running like I'm running. You ain't never seen me coming, kinda like you want me, watch a man run up. I got motherfuckers fucking up the game for the rest of us. Do this for my brothers, do this for my mother. Doesn't have to work another day, she don't want it. I don't think you understand, I'm a fucking animal when it comes to these commas. You don't wanna drama, bitch, I'm a psycho. You don't wanna conflict, get your ass psycho. This is do or die, who am I? Just the guy from the shop, put the beat on the shit up the ass. Got bitch, I'm an asshole. Rappers don't stand a chance. Should've killed me when they had a chance. Got a rock, plus a rocket and a soul and friend. Now bad boy, dropping ain't Kanye West. Used to bump that back in the day when I kept on just for fun. No fake, never gonna see me slam, never catch me with no gun. Just made every rapper from the shot and pay that lane for us. So put your top down till you right way up, cause you already know what's up. I'll be ride with the roof up, ride with the roof up, ride with the roof up, ride with the 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 roof up.
All right, so we are back. Jay is still on break apparently, but we are back. Hey Jay, what's going on? Nice of you to join us.
What's up, man?
All right,
Goats up by 30.
Yeah, so we've got.
I don't see Jordan getting his team up by 30.
Oh my God. Oh, we're gonna start with this. All right, so I was gonna start with the NBA Finals and how the Lakers or can the Heat push off for a Game 7, but it appears that they can't. So let's get into this. We were talking before the show, and Javi's got me going absolutely insane. Javi tells me that LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan. Now, Jay got me heated when he said LeBron was eating at the table because he's absolutely not eating at the table with Michael Jordan.
He's
eating at the table by himself.
Yeah, he might be pouring the water for everybody at the table. That's the only reason.
Yeah, Jordan,
you're out of your damn. You are out of your mind.
James and Kobe. I'll take those 3 over Jordan.
Huffy, look, man. Man, oh man. Look,
Let's go
there are so many reasons. Go Stros. Jesus Christ. Oh, I'm gonna blow up. There are so many reasons why LeBron James is not at the table with Michael Jordan, let alone better than Michael Jordan. Okay, Jordan never lost in the NBA Finals. For one, that's the first one.
Okay,
Jordan didn't
lost 3 straight in the first round.
Jordan didn't accept losing like LeBron does.
True. Okay. But
Jordan,
how does greatest because he had that Mamba mentality?
First of all,
doesn't make him the greatest ever because he refused to lose.
Mamba had the Jordan mentality. Let's get that straight now. I love me some Kobe Bryant. I love me some Mamba. But Mamba had the Jordan approach. Jordan would absolutely execute his mother and his grandmother to get to a title.
And he executed his father.
That's brutal.
Oh, got him.
That's brutal. I can't believe he went there. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Got him.
Yikes. Buck Kaiser chimes in. LBJ, Shaq, and you're nuts too.
I told you, Shaq's in the Mount Rushmore.
Kobe is in top 8?
Wow.
Buck, what are you drinking?
That guy's drunk.
Look, I need Cindy to go ahead and do me a favor. Cindy, I hope you're listening right now. I hope you're watching with your husband.
Cut him off.
You are a phenomenal woman for putting up with this jackass, but you absolutely need to lock the liquor cabinet because this guy is out of his mind. Out of his mind. Says Jordan quit twice. Jordan didn't quit twice. He was tired of not having any competition, so he went to go play baseball.
Oh, come on.
No. What it really was is Stern and him had this little psh on the low, and they were like, all right, Jordan, you're doing too much crap right now. We need you to get out of the league for a couple of years. And then you can come back.
My 16-year-old is about to come at you. Pippen is
right.
Get out of here.
You talk about him being the best scorer ever.
Get out of here.
LeBron's a 58% scoring efficiency to 56. So how are you going to tell me he's a better scorer than LeBron? You put Jordan's skill set in LeBron's body, and I'll give you that argument. But when you add LeBron's body into it, he sets up his teammates.
Look,
What's he
LeBron is
I like
the
LeBron's
only
body.
thing I'll give you. LeBron, Hoffman's all around. Hoffman's all about other guys' bodies for sure. But look,
Especially George Coombs. He's on fire.
There is no way on earth that LeBron is a better basketball player than Michael Jordan, for one. LeBron's a better athlete. LeBron's about the best athlete to step on the court. There's never been a guy like LeBron that could play all 5 positions and play them at a top 5 level like LeBron James can. But
and that's another reason why he's better. He's sitting at the table with Jordan.
he's not sitting at the table with Jordan.
Sitting at the table with Jordan and Kobe.
He's at the head of the table.
Sitting at the table, so when I say sitting at the table, I'm talking about my Mount Rushmore. And if I'm going with my Mount Rushmore of basketball, I've got LeBron, or I've got Michael, I've got Kobe, I've got Wilt, and I've got Oscar Robinson.
Oh,
Michael, because he's 6-0, right?
Oscar Robinson.
To be in front of him, then.
Dude, do some research, do some homework. I'm telling you. Look, Hoffy, you know what? Let's do this.
I don't even know if Oscar Robinson's in the top 10.
Hoffy, let's go with this. Tuesday, we're going to do some research. Give each other some time to think about what the hell we're going to talk, because you got me all going crazy right now. Tuesday, we're going to go at it in a debate, okay? And we're going to let Jay decide at the end of the day who is right and who is wrong. Who comes at it?
He's already got his opinion. That's bullshit.
Who comes at it with more? All right, fine. We'll let the fans decide.
I'll be biased,
there we
man.
go.
I'll be biased. He said.
We'll even bring Twist into the freaking debate.
Well, look, we'll bring whoever we got to bring in. Mike and Mike says, y'all blinded by the rings. Take the rings out. Who's better? Michael Jordan is better. Take the rings out. And I'm going to prove it on
You give me one game.
That's part
one
of
game
the
crunch
game.
time, I'm taking Kobe. You give me a season, I'm taking LBJ.
That's why Brady's better than Montana, because he goes like this.
Oh,
you know, that's part of the game. Rings count.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We're going to do Tuesday. Everybody mark it down. If you're watching the show right now, join us on Tuesday, because I'm going to put this fool in his place. LeBron's better than Jordan. You're out of your damn mind. LeBron is about to win his 4th ring, though, as he is up 64 to 36. The Lakers are up 64 to 36 on the Heat. Of course, you know, if they didn't have AD, they would not be in this position. If they didn't have Antonio Davis, they wouldn't be in this position. It's not about LeBron James. Antonio Davis is the reason why.
Anthony Davis,
Anthony Davis, Antonio Davis. They're all
Antonio Davis from the freaking Indiana Pacers.
What? See, you got me all flustered.
1987? No, 94.
Reggie Miller for MVP.
Right, Reggie.
Oh my God.
Reggie. Deathless Shrimp.
You guys are killing me. Deathless Shrimp.
Kobe's rolling over in his grave right now. He's pissed. No, not in the fucking top.
If the Lakers didn't have Gary Payton, they wouldn't be anywhere right now. All right, leave me alone.
Karl Malone about to get his first ring with the Lakers?
I think so.
He'll probably send him one. All right. So, also with basketball, let's move on to something else that's going to piss me off, because Jay is all about the Houston Astros. The ALCS starts tonight. We've got Houston's up 1-0 right now, bottom of the 4th. Houston versus Tampa Bay in the ALCS, and in the NLCS, we've got the Dodgers versus the Braves. So we know Jay's going with the Stros in the ALCS. Hoffy, who you got in the ALCS? Don't do it. Look, you've already pissed me off. You've already got me going. Don't you do it, Hoffy.
I'm going with the Rays.
Oh, thank God.
Oh,
but
man.
I see the Stros, and I want to see. I don't want to fucking see the Dodgers win it. I really do want to see them fall on their fucking face every year. But I want to see them sweep the Astros and just boat race them 20-0 every game. But I got the Rays in this series, and but I do think the Stros are on a mission. I do think they can get it done. But I don't know if that pitching staff for the Rays, they put the Yankees on lockdown, and I feel like they can do the same on the Stros. It was done all season. And I don't think that their coming out party against the Athletics was anything that we're going to see continue. I think it was typical Astros and Moneyball. They can't play in the playoffs.
Buckheiser is still at it, man.
Oh my God, bro.
Sit down.
At this point, I think he's just talking shit. I mean, he's got to be because nobody's that freaking high. I bet Greinke won't tip his pitch again. Yeah. I bet you they ain't begging on freaking trash cans either.
You know what? I was thinking that the best thing that could ever happen to for Major League Baseball at this point is if the Astros won the World Series.
So Junior says it's Tampa versus Atlanta, and Atlanta wins the World Series. Look,
decent take he's had all day.
If the Astros win the World Series,
the best thing that could happen to Major League Baseball right now, honestly.
It is
fuck you, it is.
It's the best thing that could happen.
That is absolutely the worst fucking thing to happen.
You got these guys last year that just got busted for cheating. Everybody hates them. Yeah. Thank you. Finally did it, baby. Finally did it. But think about it. Come on. You guys got
taking a hit of the whiskey or some pot or something.
Last year for cheating.
You are out of your goddamn mind.
Then they come back the very next year and win the World Series. It's the best storyline ever. The best thing
how these players, how they made it healthy through the whole season without getting plunked in the head and fucking concussed for life. They should not even have made it in the playoffs.
You are out of your mind. Yeah.
Let's go, Stros.
Remove Jay. You clearly don't watch baseball that much.
Just calling it like I see it.
Hey,
I'm
look, man.
Like I see it. What kind of thank you? Now he's finally talking some sense. Let's go, Stros. Thank you, sir. What's going to happen to Major League Baseball right now is the Astros win the World Series.
Game 1 is now tied 1-1 as Houston just hit a home run to tie it. The Rays just hit a home run to tie it, and now they have runner at first. Oh my God! All right, so let's get over to the other side of the league. That's not going to make me so freaking angry. We have the Dodgers and the Braves, and look, if there's one fan base other than the Astros that I don't ever want to see win ever again, it's the Los Angeles fan base. But with that being said, I just think that the Braves, I think this is their year. I just think I think they're ahead of schedule. I think that they are poised to make a run, and they proved it with how they dispatched the Marlins. The Marlins have some very good arms, and they just went out and did their thing. The Dodgers, they don't have the same pitching that the Marlins have, and I just don't see it, man. I don't see it. Kenley Jansen is not the same closer he was before. I mean, hell, he almost blew a game, the deciding game against San Diego. San Diego was coming back in that game, and they were hitting Kenley Jansen all around the ballpark before they ended up having to take him out and bring in another closer. So,
I mean, it might be the Braves' year if the Stros weren't in it.
Yeah.
Nah, just playing around. All right, I'm done.
This guy. Buck is greater than Coke. Get out of here, Buck. I mean, if you're lucky, I'll let you hold my water.
Oh.
All right. So, who you got, Huffy?
I mean, what do we got? The Braves have only given up one run, the relievers, excuse me, one run. I mean, if they're starters, I mean, they definitely got to win game 1 or game 2 for sure. I think that Clayton Kershaw has benefited from a shortened season. I don't think he's gonna we've seen he's getting up there in age, so towards the end of the seasons he's been kind of fading towards the playoffs. So I think they got to get game 1 from game 2 from Clayton Kershaw, because I don't know that they're gonna get Buehler. I think he's good, but outside of that, I don't trust the Dodgers pitching. I mean, on paper they look good, but they haven't performed really this season. Certainly not in the playoffs. So I think the Atlanta Braves and the younger guys get it done. I think they this is their year to get it done, and I think we'll have a Braves in the series.
I agree, Jay.
Yeah, Braves. I mean, I just honestly, I'm not a big fan of any of the LA teams, honestly, to tell you the truth about the whole deal. So, I mean, And the Dodgers, I mean, they just every year they're in the dance, but they can just never ever pull it off. I mean, I just want to see someone else there, honestly, to tell you the truth about the whole thing. And I just think Atlanta's the better team. So I do think Atlanta has the better pitching and they have the better lineup. So I do see them advancing. The baseball team wins in 6.
Oh, Jesus. All right. So I think that if the Astros pull this off and do beat the Rays somehow, it might be the first time I don't watch a World Series in my lifetime. Because I just look, you
don't want to see the greatest thing to ever happen to Major League Baseball?
Jay, yeah, look, they need to lock the liquor cabinet wherever you're at too, because you're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. Combs can pull it off. What can I pull off? I don't want to know.
Can't pull off shit.
I see them doing it in 7 because when they play Tampa Bay Rays, it's not just going to be a shutdown. Yeah, I mean, look, Braves and Rays would absolutely be the best matchup in the World Series. The Braves can hit with the best of them, but the Rays can throw pitcher out. I mean, they are, and I've said this from the beginning, to me, they were the best team in baseball all year round, and they are so deep with pitching. It is ridiculous. So, I don't know. He says you love baseball. I do love baseball. That's why he's saying it's lies that I'm not going to watch the World Series. It probably is a lie. But I just look. I'll definitely be rooting for the other team, whoever the hell it is. Even if it's the damn Dodgers, I'll go get a damn Dodgers jersey and wear it for 7 damn games. Fuck the Astros.
How about a White Sox jersey?
I heard
you got to wear a White Sox jersey if the Astros win it.
Now you're getting silly again. Now you look. God damn it! Now your girl needs to go lock the liquor. Everybody's cut off. If we were at a bar right now, they would cut us all off. You guys.
Everyone but me. I'm the only one that's right here.
No, they would actually give me more free drinks because they actually know that the Stros are going to take it.
Oh, Jesus Christ! All right, so let's go back here. Let's move on to the next topic here. Let's go on to UFC Fight Night talk. Did you guys take a look at that UFC Fight Night last night?
God.
I watched it. I'm watching some of the UFC Fight Night. I missed some of it because I was out on a date night last night. But going back and looking at it, you had the first 4 fights were unanimous decisions, and you're like, damn, can we get a finish here at some point? And then Joaquin Buckley steps into the ring, and he throws a kick, and it gets caught. And as it gets caught, he turns around with a spinning back kick that lands to the face of, I can't even pronounce this guy's name. I think Casanagne or something like that.
Name don't even matter.
Casanagne, there you go. But, dude, that was the filthiest finish to any fight I have ever seen in my life. If you guys out there watching the show right now have not seen this knockout, hit me up and I will send you the video. It is the filthiest knockout I have ever seen in my life. I've never seen a better knockout. Have any of you guys ever seen a better knockout?
No. That kick right there was very reminiscent of these old Tyson knockouts where he would just put them straight on their ass. And I mean, I've never seen something that brutal in my life. Like I told you, when I first watched it, I didn't even see the kick. I didn't even see the actual kick. I just heard it. And I was like, holy,
if you close your eyes when that happens, you hear it. It sounds like somebody dropped a brick on concrete.
How is that even humanly possible to only have one foot on there and then you somehow get that foot off the ground and kick him in the face? But that would, a couple months ago, there was the Sugar Sean O'Malley one where he just, slept the guy and the guy was snoring, and that was quite comical. But as far as just as far as a pure just knock, that was the only thing missing from that was him just going out cold and taking a nap. But other than that knockout was just unbelievable.
I don't even know how that guy even got up. Like,
no, absolutely
he was awake
not. Like
pretty much immediately. Like the guy's like, sit down, relax, get your wits about you. But he was like, what's up?
I think it's just like, hey, you just died. Calm down.
Right,
Give me a minute.
right.
Let me figure things
You're
out.
being resurrected. Give it a second.
Oh my God.
You just went and met your maker for 5 seconds, buddy.
Yeah, that was absolutely brutal. I got to figure out how to put a video overlays on this thing so we can start showing stuff like that. But that was, my God, that was absolutely brutal.
That was the most brutal knockout I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like,
so then after that one, the next two also ended in knockouts. Dawkins knocked out Nascimento, and then Breeze knocked out Bueller. So look, but those were punches, and they were nice. They're still nice knockouts, but they weren't anything like that. And then you got into the main card, and you had some really good fights. And the best one of the night, man, was the main card. You know, what do they call that? The main event. And Corey Sandhagen versus Marlon Moraes. And Moraes is the number one contender for the bantamweight title. And Corey Sandhagen looked impressive. He's coming off a knockout too. He got knocked out going up against what the guy's name is escaping me now. Was it Sterling, right?
The Funk Master.
Aljamain
Sterling. There we go. Aljamain Sterling.
Yeah, so Aljamain Sterling knocked out Sandhagen in their last fight, so he'll probably get the number one contender. Yeah, I'd love to see Sandhagen go against Garbrandt, and the winner of that get a shot at the title after that. That dude, Cody Garbrandt looks good too.
He's got the title shot against in the 120 Figueiredo. So I think you get Sterling versus Jan at 135. Yeah, so I think you get Sterling and Jan at 135, and the winner of that, Sandhagen should wait for the winner of that, and I think he's next in line for a title after those two, or after that title fight, I should say.
Would you put Sandhagen in the ring with Frankie Edgar just to give him a warm up before that?
Yeah, I saw that after. No, dust Frankie Edgar. I love Frankie, but I don't. I know it's almost like a Tom Brady thing. He's always going to be the GOAT, but at a certain time, you lose a step and you might be holding on a little long. Now he had that win the last fight, and I think it was a split decision, and I don't even know that I judged it. I don't actually judge it specifically, but I think it could have gone either way in that one, and I almost think I'd lean the other way. But no, I don't. I think Corey Sandhagen would dust him, and then there's another guy I think they said too, but no, I think he needs to wait. And I think he gets the next title shot. Man, oh man.
So you got some other good things going on in the UFC last night. You had the women's fight was pretty good. It did end up being a decision. We had Tracy Cortez and Stephanie Egger. Tracy Cortez looks really, really good. I know that the opponent, Stephanie Egger, she's not a name. She's not a name that a lot of people know, but look, the women's ranks are one of those where you can take, I don't know, like a Holly Holm per se, because Holly Holm's a bigger name, and Tracy Cortez and Stephanie Egger are not. Look, that's another thing. But it's, you know what though? If I see any of these women in person, I'm not whistling. I'm not saying "Hey, sexy." I'm not trying to make a move on them, because at the end of the night, they will choke your ass out. And then I'll have to come home, and then my girlfriend will choke my ass out. And so it's just
as long as I get a titty feel, I'm okay with it.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Mr. Copperfield. Mr. Copperfield.
Oh my God!
There you go, Hoppy. I like it, bro.
Gotta get it somehow.
Get in where you fit in.
Isn't that how you got 10 kids, Coops?
Well, that's how I got at least half of them anyway.
Hey, I've been to the bars in Chicago.
Oh my God!
Just last year, I had.
You got to bring your pistol
women in there.
You go.
Oh, you don't go in there. Scary what you find in those bathrooms.
Oh my God!
On you.
What were
Hey,
you-
coming home with me.
I don't want to know what bars you were in that the bathrooms were scaring you, but I definitely would not go back to those places.
I was just minding my business, taking a piss, and next thing I know, 4 girls telling me I'm not allowed out of the stall because they're using the urinal.
right.
All right, let me know when I can come out.
That hole in the stall wasn't a peephole, buddy.
Shit. That's why you're gonna come out with me. I need some help, Coombs.
Oh my God.
Someone's gonna keep me out of trouble.
Yeah, no shit. Oh my God.
That's why I can't play softball in Keene anymore.
For putting holes in the stall?
No, I ran out of wives.
Oh man, did this show take a turn?
Man, for
Holy
the
cow.
worst. For the worst too.
No,
You know,
there was no more wives left for me.
It all started with that feel.
Oh my God.
What did President Trump say? Just grab him right where?
What the hell did we talk about? What were we talking about? UFC? What?
Yeah. I thought we were, but you know.
Oh,
we were talking about
God.
the women in the UFC.
Yeah. So pound for pound right now, Amanda Nunes is the best fighter in the women's fighter in the UFC.
Yes.
She's ranked number 1. But is there anybody in that bantamweight that is going to give her a run? Is it going to be a Holly Holm? Is it going to be a Pennington, an Aldana? Like who's going to be the one that comes out here and takes down Amanda Nunes? She's a stud.
Everybody said it was going to be Cyborg, and she dusted her.
Right.
Yeah,
But I think you get a similar result, but I think I want to see that fight again because that's it. Yeah, she dusted her, but at this, I think she underestimated Amanda Nunes in that fight, and I think if you give Cyborg another chance, I think she comes in with a better game plan.
She owned that featherweight division so much that there's no longer anybody in the featherweight division.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, there is no other females other than Cyborg that I see giving her a chance, and I only give her a puncher's chance.
So she's just gonna. You think she's just gonna run the table
in the
tires?
Grand champion.
I think that
she wasn't like this dominant to start. She's found it. So I mean. Yeah, Durandamy, and she took her to school too.
Yeah,
Lioness don't take no crap from anybody.
I mean, Aspen Ladd is all right. She's one that comes to mind. You look at Juliana Pena. She's an up and comer. And then you got Soup Boss's girl who's out there, and she's ranked 15th right now in the division, but he's been screaming her name for a while, and that's Julia Avila. She's looked all right in her first couple of fights in the UFC, and if she keeps climbing the ranks and keeps getting better and keeps growing, maybe 2-3 years down the road you get Amanda Nunes where she's just running the table and she's getting older. Maybe you see an upset then, but yeah, she's definitely going to be a champion for quite a few years. There's just nobody on her level right now. What if she went up in a division?
Nunes?
Yeah.
She can't. She's the champ in 135 and 145. There's no other.
Or down a division. What if she dropped a division?
I don't know that she could.
Went and took on Shang or Shevchenko or something.
Oh, she would. Actually, there you go, Shevchenko. I think because Shevchenko's the only one that Shevchenko looked decent against Nunes in her fight. So I could see Shevchenko stepping up, but I don't know that Nunes can lose that amount of weight and get down to that weight because she's a thick girl at 135. Never mind.
Let's not talk about women's weight. And I mean, you're walking a slippery slope. You've already walked slippery slopes talking about grabbing her breasts and shit, and now you're telling Amanda Nunes that she can't lose weight. I didn't say anything about grabbing a boob. You said as long as you grab a boob, you're okay. I said I wasn't going to say nothing to him because I was going to get choked out.
Right.
I am too, but
He said he's still
something for it.
He said he's still copping one before he gets choked, though.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, if you're getting choked out, you might as well get choked out for something good, right?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
At least
make
make
it
worth it.
Right.
Look, I'd
Gotta
rather
have
just
something
not
to
get
tell your
choked out.
friends.
At least it's a good
Makes the
story.
story
you know?
all better.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm.
That campfire story when just hanging out, drinking some beer,
When you're on the porch at like 70 years old talking to your grandchildren,
rocking.
Yeah.
rocking it out.
Back in my day.
Grab a booby.
Jesus Christ, guys. We've gone to a whole new level. All right, and on that note, we are going to go ahead and take a quick break, and then when we come back, we will get into some more talk with you guys. We've still got Way or No Way, and then some more shop talk going on with you guys. If you're still there and you're still watching after all that, go ahead and hop in the comments. Let us know what you guys want to talk about. We will be back here in 90 seconds.
Poppy's the man.
I ain't gonna take the bait. I ain't gonna vaccinate. I can read between the lines. Billy Gate don't have to say 12 80. Listen, I wasn't born yesterday. That's the day my mama birthed me. Thank God that ain't yesterday. Gather around, pull up a chair. We gon' have a chat today. I'm cooking up some people. Don't grab a plate, get your napkin straight. Cause it's about to get messy. That's why I ain't dressy. I'm about to spill the beats long as the internet. Netflix getting on something. I sit the call to get risky. I believe in change. Price I ain't scared of death. Bet me every dollar in your bank account. Billy, you have to kill me. Go, I willingly let you check me. I really hope you feel me. Cause I'm really being serious. I'm calling out Billy and the safety over my safety. Please don't try, Billy. Bitch, you know you don't care about no time, people. Only thing you care about is who supply needs. Rich get rich and poor get sick of crying out to Jesus. It's the power, right? Love a dollar signs is zero. I ain't stupid, I know what the hell you're doing. I won't do it just because you tell me to. I don't give a damn, make it mandatory. I ain't fucking with your plan in the store. Okay, let me calm down. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe this really won't happen. And maybe my dick will grow as big as the.
All right, so we are back. Look, we got a little out of hand there, but things are good, and everybody is starting to chime in now. Brandon Jr. wants to know, how far will the Browns go?
To the Super Bowl.
Mike says 8 wins. It's the playoffs. Look, I think looking at their schedule, let's take a look at their schedule real quick.
They got the Steelers twice still. They got the Ravens.
They got the Ravens.
Time.
Yeah.
So the Lakers
Let's see
are
here.
smacking the Heat right now.
So you've got the Steelers next week, then the Bengals, then the Raiders, then the Texans, then the Eagles, then the Jaguars. What? All right, so they probably lose to the Steelers. If they pull one out against the Steelers, then they're definitely. I mean, there's no doubt about in my mind that they're for real. Then you're going to beat the Bengals. The Raiders is going to be a good game. They're going to beat the Texans. They're going to beat the Eagles. They're going to beat the Jaguars. I think they're better than the Titans right now. They could beat the Titans. The Ravens will be a good game. They'll beat the Giants. Then they get the Jets. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 7 more definite wins for them. So I got them at 11 wins right now.
11-5, huh?
I mean, that's what I'm looking at right now. 7 more definite wins, and there's a couple in there that they might sneak in and win. But then again, there's also a couple that other teams that might sneak in there and take them out. I mean, it's any given Sunday, right?
Right.
So,
I mean, they could possibly be a 10-16. I could see that. With what you just said right there, I could definitely see 10-6.
Combs, you are saying the Steelers are the real deal now? The Steelers are the real deal. The Steelers are. I've said for the last 3 weeks, I said the Steelers are going to win this division.
Yeah, my only question mark was Ben Roethlisberger and how he was going to come back from his injury, but
He looks good right now.
He looks good. Connor James looks fantastic. I mean, Connor James is a top 5 running back in the league right now. Connor James is very good. That offensive line is playing well. The defense is very good. Look, I got the Steelers winning that division. I've got the Browns. 10, 11 wins is where I'd put them at. And they're definitely going to be in the playoffs, probably a 6 or 7 seed in the playoffs for sure. All right, so let's get to a little bit of our favorite game. We talk about it all the time. I teased it before we went to break, so let's get to it.
On that note, game on! Game on! He's feeling. Whoa, Fisher! Score!
All right, so you guys know what that sounds means. It is now time for Way or No Way. We give you some conversation, and then we give our answer on...
No way. Yes way.
I love that song. That song cracks me up every time. All right. All right. So we talked about this a little bit earlier. We talked a little bit of baseball, and we are going to start here. The Dodgers pitching will be the reason why Atlanta wins the NLCS. Way or no way, Jay?
Say that one more time.
The Dodgers
pitching
will be the reason why Atlanta wins the NLCS.
Yeah, I would have to go way. Yeah, I think that if Atlanta does go, if gets past the Dodgers, the reason why that they will get past them is because the Dodgers pitching is just not up to par. I mean, they got a decent staff. They look a lot better on paper, but when you actually roll them out there and they get to throwing the ball, I mean, I don't really see it. So I think so.
Hoffy?
Yeah, outside of the Dodgers' 2 starting pitchers, and the only reason why I have a little bit of faith in Kershaw is because like we said, it wasn't a 162 game season, so it was a shortened season. But I think their offense is going to have to put up 6-8 runs a game in order to get them some W's, and I don't see that happening against the Braves pitching staff. So I'm going to go with I think that's a way.
Yeah, I'm definitely going way here. I think Atlanta wins this, and I think it's because the lack of pitching depth that the Dodgers have. I think that the Braves pitching isn't you don't look at them and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe we have to face these guys today. But they were good enough to go out there and hold leads. They're deeper than the Dodgers. And so for that reason, that's definitely a way for me. All right, so moving on here, we also talked some UFC, and we talked about Amanda Nunes, and we talked about all these, these different weight classes, and we talked about the knockout last night. So mine is the Corey Sandhagen knockout absolutely means that he should have the title fight versus Peter Yan. Way or no way, Hoffy?
No way. Like I said, after Aljamain Sterling, yes. So I mean, if we're gonna say, which that fight isn't set in stone, but I think that fight needs to be made, and then I think yes, right after that is Sandhagen. So I think he sits out, waits the winner of that. Yes.
Jay?
Yeah, same thing. No way. Pretty much for all the reasons why Hoffy just stated. I mean, I just think that
Yeah. See, I want to go way here just because of how impressive he looked after being knocked out by Sterling. But I have to go no way because Sterling knocked him out. So Sterling should absolutely get the title fight against Yan. So
if Yan is injured and Sterling wants to give him the rematch, I think you got to go Sterling Yan, and then Sandhagen gets the winner.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so I'm glad he's chiming in now. He says, let's face it, they are the Browns, and they might tie 4 games. So way or no way, after all the shit that Buckheister has said today, way or no way, Michael Buckheister is out of his freaking mind. Jay?
Way. I mean, he still thinks the Cowboys have a chance. They have no chance at all. The Cowboys are trash. The Browns are definitely better than them. I see the Browns making the playoffs way before the Cowboys. Cowboys every year they think they're going to be something, but they're always bottom of the barrel somehow. So I would have to agree with you. The Buck doesn't know what he's talking about. So way.
Hoffy?
I agree that I think the Cowboys still win the division, but that they lose the first game of the playoffs. So I'm going to go with Way.
Yeah, I'm going Way. You are out of your damn mind here. Mike Buckheiser says things like this. You put Jordan on the Cleveland team, Jordan retires mid-season. He says, you're right. Without AD, the Lakers sweep the series this year. They don't even get to the NBA Finals without AD this year. He says Sean Kemp is better than Kobe. Like, I really feel like this guy is just
the Rayman might have been a better dunker.
He's smoking the good stuff.
Oh my God. He says the Browns, they might tie 4 games this season. I don't even think that's possible. So yes, absolutely. Michael Buckheiser is out of his mind. All right. And Jay, I'm going to direct this next one to you first as well.
Let's go.
On Tuesday, we are going to have a debate between me and Hoffy. It's going to be LeBron versus Jordan debate. Hoffy will get smacked down on Tuesday. Way or no way?
No way. No way. I mean, Diddy, you got a it's there. The argument is there for you. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of, at this point, it's a layup. You're talking about Jordan. Will he get smacked around? No way, because I still think that LeBron's at the table. Even though he might be at the kid table, he's still there, closer than any of these other guys are when you're talking to the comparison of Jordan. So I'm going to have to go no way. Hoffy's not going to get smacked around.
Rest assured, this is absolutely a way. I am bringing the heat on Tuesday, Hoffy. You better do some deep, deep, deep research. And then your deep, deep, deep research is going to put you in a deep, deep, deep depression because you are going to finally see that there is no way that LeBron is better than Jordan. And the fact that you're
just saying that because you're a homer.
Out of your mind. Oh, my God.
A homer.
Yes. Oh, my God. I am a homer. I am a homer. You're right. Look at yours.
Yeah, and I'm calling for LeBron. He's on the Lakers. You see this?
But it's not my fault the Bulls had the greatest player to ever play the game on their team. Okay, whatever. And when somebody's going to come at you with Tom Brady's not the greatest to ever play the game, you're going to go at them too. And you're going to freaking say, what? That you're not a homer because you're defending Tom Brady? You're not a homer because you're defending Tom Brady. You're defending Tom Brady because you're correct. He is the GOAT. Just like I'm defending Jordan, and he's the GOAT, and I'm not a homer because I'm defending him.
Week 2 of last year, I called as soon as Cam went on IR, I wanted him instead of Tom Brady.
I actually wanted Garoppolo a couple of years ago over Brady, to tell you the honest truth.
I'll take 10 years over 2 years.
Sure will.
All right. So that is the end of Way or No Way. Let's get to some shop talk. The comments are still rolling in. Brandon Jr. says, I only see the Cowboys winning maybe 1 or 2 more, 3 if they're lucky. I don't see them in the playoffs at all. Yeah, I think you're a little bit out of your element here, bud. Let's take a look real quick. All right. I'm big into looking at schedules, see what they got on their schedule. They play against the NFC East a lot, so they got the Cardinals next week. They get the Cardinals next week. They lose to the Cardinals. They get the Redskins. I think that one's the Washington, not Redskins anymore. I think that one's a closer game. The Eagles is another one. It's probably a close game. Then you lose to the Steelers. You probably lose to the Vikings. I think the Vikings are about to get hot. So you probably lose to the Vikings. I would say I'll say you split with Washington. You lose to the Ravens. The Bengals are going to give you a good run. The 49ers, you probably win that game.
You got the Bengals, though, but you got, Red Rocket going against his team.
You got Red Rocket going against his team, but you got Joe Burrows trying to show them that they were right to go with him over the Red Rocket.
I think that'll be a good game, though. I do think that'll be a good one to watch.
I see at least 4 or 5 more wins. I see 6 or 7 wins is what I see for this Dallas Cowboys team here.
I don't know. I think Diddy Jr. might be right on this one.
Michael Buckheiser says win, 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 lose, win, win, lose, win, win.
All I do is win, win, win.
LeBron is the best player of all time, and I just puked in my mouth.
No, come on. Buddy.
See, he agrees with me.
You should puke in your mouth because you're spewing absolute trash. LeBron James is not. Oh, here you go, Hoffy. You ready?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What
What are you gonna say, Hoffy?
That's not even up for debate. Come on,
Hoffy.
That's
what
not even
doing?
close.
Nope, not even worth it.
It's not even worth it.
Oh, you don't want to have that topic. You want to talk about Jordan and LeBron?
We need to talk about Brady and Montana before we talk about Brady and Manning.
That's a closer comparison than
what are you talking about? I
can
can tell you right now that Peyton Manning was a better regular season quarterback than Tom Brady ever was.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What are the records? Bring up the records.
You could do the same thing with Jordan versus LeBron. It's the same exact thing. Peyton Manning has 2 titles.
I'm all for arguing the GOAT.
Brady has 6.
It's Montana and Brady. It's not Manning and Brady.
Right. It's Montana and Brady.
Okay, Homer.
No.
How's that being a Homer? I might even go with Montana.
Oh my God.
You can't go. Look, Hoffy, I'm going to give you. You can't go Montana. It's Brady. I mean, look, Brady, and I say it all the time. Until Brady dies, he's the best quarterback in the league.
But your years of saying, like, your arguments for Brady are like 07, 11 years that he didn't win it. The years that he wins it, it's the 1, 3, and 4. It was the defense. I mean, yeah, it's Tom Brady, and he's a great game manager and this and that. But I'll give him the credit for the last run. But that first run is definitely Bill in the defense. So
I give him credit for every run. I mean, even
the quarterback, that's it. But I mean,
he's never worked with a Hall of Fame wide receiver other than the couple of years that he had Randy Moss.
They didn't even go to a title.
No, he's never had the weapons Manning.
He's never had a running back. He's never had he has made guys names, and then those guys go to other places and they can't catch anything.
Cordell Patterson.
He's looking all right in Chicago right now.
Just like you can go with the Jordan, LeBron, and Kobe. You got the Montana, the Brady, Manning. If you want to throw them in, you get your top 5 NBA, you get your top 5 NFL. It's a pick 'em, but I'm taking several before I take Manning.
Buckheiser says, "Hell, Breeze is better than Brady."
Yeah. Shit, I'd take Breeze over Manning, but not over Brady. That one could be debatable.
I'd take Breeze over Manning too.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind seeing where Breeze's career had gone if he had been with New England.
Right.
I think if you switched Brady and Breeze's team, etc. Yeah, I think you would have an argument there. But I think you still got to go with Brady. But right now, Brady's Brady's not looking like himself. That's for sure. He hasn't since the Super Bowl, and even still, he wasn't that great that year.
Junior says, like I said in my argumentative essay in English, I think Mahomes could and very well be the next Tom Brady. Well, buddy, let me tell you this: if you did an argumentative essay in English, you didn't do very well because you sure as hell didn't use any commas to break up that damn sentence.
That run on.
That little, geez, I'm crow. All right, but look, Mahomes could be the next Brady, but Mahomes could be the next Brady because he's got the. I'd like to see what Mahomes can do without all the weapons that he has. And look, I like Patty Mahomes. I think Patty Mahomes is a very good quarterback. I think he's a very smart quarterback. I think the kid is a winner. I think that he can prove it. But it's hard for me, especially when you start talking about greatest of all times, especially when you start talking about things that they're doing. It's hard for me to talk about that when you play with the teams that you play. To me, that has a big thing. Like, you look back at that, and that's why I have Brady over Montana. It's because Montana. Look at what Montana played with. Montana played with the greatest wide receiver to ever play. Well, second best wide receiver to ever play the game. I have Randy Moss at number 1. So you got You have the second best wide receiver to ever play the game. Not to mention, I mean, you had countless weapons every year on that San Francisco 49ers offense. I mean, you could go. They had a Hall of Fame running back. They had a Hall of Fame line. They had a Hall of Fame wide receivers. I mean, so that's to me what puts Brady above him is because he did more with less. And that's why I will always go with Brady until somebody else can do more with less. And I know you can't help the players that you're playing with. If you go out and you play with a squad and you win Super Bowl after Super Bowl after Super Bowl, great. I mean, good for you. But I still put the achievements of somebody who did the same exact thing you did and put up the same numbers with you did with less around him above what you put up. So that's why I don't know. That's why I have him. Brady played.
Jay, did he just make my argument for LeBron?
But Jordan never had an Anthony Davis, not once.
Who's Pippen?
Yeah, Pippen all 6.
Pippen's nothing for. Well, he didn't have Rodman for all 6. He had Rodman for the last 3. But Pippen.
Who's the
Pippen's nothing without Michael Jordan.
Or whoever the blonde chick.
The blonde chick.
Yeah, Dragic or whatever. What was his freaking name? Number 7 for the Bulls.
Kukoc.
Yeah, that
Dragic. I like that one though too.
I was like, Dragic's playing right now.
Yeah,
John Paxson, baby.
You know what I meant.
John Paxson.
Don't tell me LeBron's staff was as good as Jordan's.
Buck Kaiser says Rodman, Steve Kerr.
Yeah, Kerr.
Those guys. Kerr was
DJ Armstrong. Come on, man.
Those were complementary players.
DJ Armstrong.
Look, Jordan made those guys better than what they were. LeBron's never made any of his teammates better than what they are. LeBron's just carried his teammates. That's different.
Number 8.
LeBron did it by himself. LeBron couldn't have done the things right now. He could absolutely score back in the day. He absolutely would have been a beast back in Jordan's day, but he couldn't have played on the teams he played. LeBron James could not have taken that Cleveland Cavaliers team that he took to the NBA Finals. He could not have done that and done that back in the 90s and late 80s because you needed to have a squad, and they didn't have that. LeBron carries a team on his own. Jordan made his teammates better. That is the biggest difference between LeBron and Jordan.
And I think that you're just making Hoffy's argument all of that.
I'm trying to help him out because he's going to need all the arguments that he can have on Tuesday.
You're just making my argument for me.
I mean, when you have Bill what's his name? Was it Bill Weddington or Wentworth or he was Hall of Fame status.
Mark Dowling says, "Jiffy, are you alive?" I think he means Hoffy, but he calls you Jiffy. So that makes it even better.
Jiffy Lube.
Pippen made Jordan better. Get out of here, Buckheister.
Facts.
Out of your mind.
Is he joining us for Tuesday's argument?
No, he's about to get annihilated tomorrow night. What is the most tragic game for a team in the tragic game? What? I don't know what that means, buddy. You're gonna have to tragic game. Probably today for the Cowboys. I guess that was a tragic game.
You see Gordon Hayward's leg out there today?
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, no, look, the cases are going to be made on Tuesday for sure. There are a lot of arguments on both sides. I've listened to both sides of arguments all the time, but when it comes down to it, you'll see on Tuesday, Jordan's better than LeBron. Mark Dowling said, "Oh, it's Finn. Oh, so my 9-year-old nephew wants to know if you're alive, Hoffy." Finny, we got to get you on the show for a segment, buddy. We got to get you on here. We're going to talk.
He's going to come on and destroy Jiffy.
Finny is all right. So you see the little guy in the middle, in the front.
Yeah, the one with behind.
So you go to the middle row. Yeah, you go to the middle row of kids, and Finny is the one in the middle behind Evan there.
He looks like those are actually those quarterback for the Jets.
Those three are triplets actually. So My
God
brother-in-law,
bless him.
my
Parents,
brother-in-law
at least.
has gone through some stuff. Yeah, triplets. I look, as many kids as I have, I don't think I could ever do triplets. It's just a lot of at the same time. You know what I mean?
Jordan
Like
didn't make anybody
it's
better.
at the same time.
Thank
Jordan
you.
didn't make anyone better. Pippen did. Oh, Jesus Christ, Jesus crow.
It's legit.
But no, look, it's not a legit argument. Stop. It's not legit. At this point, I just think you're trying to push my damn buttons. Like I want to come through the damn computer screen and strangle you right now, Hoffy.
All right.
You're gonna have two torn labrums.
Better comparison: Michael Jordan or the Houston Astros.
I'm gonna turn you into a Compi Casagna or whatever that guy's name is from last night. Round out you right to the face.
Dude, that guy's face has to be fractured. Right?
Oh my God!
If his face isn't fractured, his ego definitely is.
He doesn't have a forehead anymore. It just.
Dude, that was such a brutal knockout. A brutal knockout.
His whole foot just connected with his forehead, and he just ripped his forehead off.
Yeah. Oh my God. It was
the slap that you
the
heard
Colorado have the
was
foot
enough
on their sleeve.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. How many titles did Jordan win without Pippen? He didn't win any without Pippen. But let me ask you this, Buckheister. When Michael Jordan went to go play baseball for 2 seasons, how far did Pippen carry the Bulls? Did they even make the NBA Finals?
MVP-like numbers.
Nope. That's the answer. He did not make the NBA Finals. And then what happened when Jordan came back? 72-10. Get out of here with that crap.
That's because they had Rodman, though.
Oh, my.
What did they have, like 56 wins the year before that? So what, did they improve by 6 wins?
Okay, so 56 plus 6.
Or, excuse me.
All right, math major. Jeez, no, they improved by 14 wins, ass.
Where are you at, Jimmy?
Whatever.
Hey,
Either way.
Finny, what's 56 plus 6, buddy? let's help Hoffy out here. What's 56 plus 6?
Either way, Jordan didn't make shit better. It was all Pippen.
All right. So you want to know the answer? How many titles did Jordan win without Pippen? He won 1, a national title in North Carolina, where as a freshman, he took the game-winning shot in the championship game as a freshman. Get the hell out of here with that talk, man. 62. Look, Finny, you are the man. Finny, you are way better at math than Mr. Hoffy is.
Can you fill in for me on Tuesday?
72. What did they improve by 6 wins? No, it was actually 16, but okay.
16-6.
Oh my God. I just think the show went all downhill when, Jiffy started talking about Cop and Fields.
Jiffy, that's his new nickname, Jiffy.
Facts.
Mark.
Is it 7 o'clock yet?
Vinny says he can fill in for you on Tuesday. He might need to, because you know what? I bet you he can make a better argument for why LeBron is not better than Jordan. Buckheister says you are wrong, Junior, because Junior says, tell me I'm wrong. Because he says Kobe would be at the table with Jordan before LeBron. You're not wrong. Kobe is to me, it goes Jordan, Kobe, Wilt. That in that order. And I'll put
Shaq before Wilt.
What? Wilt was the most dominant NBA player ever. Are
you kidding me?
Yes.
During a time where everybody that played around him was 5'10". Shaq dominated. That
is a false argument, sir.
Shaq dominated the league since a rookie in '92. Ripped down backboards. Had how many titles does Shaq have?
Look up your argument,
multiple teams
because
beat the Bulls, mind you, beat the Bulls and Jordan and Pippen. One of the only teams to knock Jordan out in that frame right there. Shaq was definitely a more dominant big than Wilt was.
When did Shaq knock out the Bulls?
What do you mean?
What am I missing?
The Magic.
Are you kidding me? The Magic.
Yeah, but that was when Jordan retired.
No, that was the year Jordan returned.
Oh yeah, okay. So when he came, you're talking about the time when he came back halfway through the season, right before the playoffs or whatever. That little segment when he was still getting back into basketball shape.
Hey,
Yeah.
if he's the greatest basketball player ever,
Yeah.
that shouldn't be anything.
LeBron can come in off the street and dominate.
Facts.
Yeah. I'm telling you, oh my God,
Penny and Shaq and Nick Anderson took out Jordan and Pippen.
Combs didn't even know who Donovan Mitchell. I still don't know who Donovan Mitchell is. How's that?
Whoa.
Oh God.
Okay.
I don't care who Donovan Mitchell is. You sit down, LeBron. Get the hell, Jesus Christ, my God.
You're just mad.
Look, it's not about being mad. It's about just common sense.
Being wrong?
No. Being wrong is where you're sitting at, buddy. Yeah, because
it's pretty over here.
56 plus 6 equals 72 in your world. So guess who's wrong?
So like I said, I thought it was 66 wins and then 72 wins. So I said 56. I meant 66.
The math isn't all there, but the argument is solid. Okay, the argument is solid, even though the math isn't all there. Okay.
Michael Jordan sucks.
Michael Jordan would put his nuts on your chin right now.
And like I said earlier,
I got Michael Jordan behind Paul Pierce and Delonte West.
Facts.
Brandon Combs Jr. says the Browns will win the Super Bowl before LeBron is at the table with Jordan.
I doubt that.
God, this kid.
He's
clearly not your brightest.
Right.
No, he's never been my brightest. But that being said, he is the only one that will talk shit with the best of them when it comes to sports, out of all my kids. So I'll give him that. But no, he's definitely not the brightest. Cran in the box for sure. Love you, kid.
Father.
Ginger Coalition.
Jordan over LeBron.
I know. I think we made history tonight, Hoffy. We had 3 gingers on at the same time with me, you, and Buck.
Oh.
3 gingers on one sports talk show. That's got to be some sort of record, right?
At least.
That's got to be Guinness Book of World Records shit right there.
3 gingers in one night. That's crazy.
My Vikings pick's looking pretty good.
3 gingers, one night.
All right, so before we get out of here, let's check some scores. What do we got going on in the sports world?
Vikings up 13 zip.
Vikings are up 13 to zip. The Rays are up 2-1 in the 6th.
Let's go Stros.
Oh shit, Jay.
Let's go Stros.
And what's going on in the NBA? Is it still a debacle? Oh, it's still a debacle. With a minute 27 to go in the game, the Lakers are up 103 to 86, so they are going to win the NBA championship tonight.
Brian is going back to Lake Town. Sad.
How did
nobody wants to see that crap.
He looked toast after that game 2 nights ago.
Jimmy Buckets.
Jimmy Butler?
Oh, yeah. He couldn't even walk.
Right?
Let me take a look and see what he had going on today. We had Jimmy Butler has 8 assists. He's played 45 minutes and he's got less than 25 points because Adebayo is leading their points with 25.
No.
So let me see here.
I guess he had an off game from the other night.
Whoop, where'd it go? So Jimmy Butler has 12 points tonight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's why they're not winning.
There's your.
Yep. So hey, look, the Lakers did what they were supposed to do. They did what the NBA wanted them to do, which is why they did this restart, was just to get the Lakers a title.
Absolutely.
Look, it's the only thing I'm happy for when it comes to the Lakers getting that is that they did it, with the Mamba jerseys, they did it with the year that Mamba passes away. They did not do it with the Mamba jerseys. They're wearing white tonight. But look, that story there in itself is one that look, we lost Kobe Bryant, and Kobe Bryant was a hell of an athlete and a hell of a father and a hell of a human being. So, I'm happy for the organization.
I don't know if his wife would say the same thing, but hey.
She says the same thing. Stop. He made a mistake.
That ring and that big ass check says otherwise.
Colorado.
Would you rather see Tom Brady on the Bears right now or Pedro on the 97 Cubs? Ooh.
I'd rather see the Stros in 2020.
Ooh. I would rather see – man, that's a tough one. I would have rather seen Pedro on the 97 Cubs because I think that team would have finally got over the hump and won the World Series. You put Pedro, Kerry Wood, and Mark Pryor on the same forget it. I mean, it would have been over.
Correa.
It wouldn't have taken the 2016 to win the World Series. And look, I'll take. You can give me 100 Cubs World Series and I never ever see a Bears Super Bowl, and I'm fine with it because I'm a baseball guy. I'm a Cubs guy, so I would definitely take Pedro on the 97 Cubs. So, all right, guys, that's all the time we have for now. We are getting out of here. Have a good night. We will see you guys Tuesday, where we will be talking about the Monday night games. We'll be talking about the Tuesday night game that's happening, and we will get into some more baseball talk. And I will destroy Hoffy. Have a good night, everybody.